What if I told you that a cop nearly suffocated a black man with snow and then wanted him to not sue? Here it is.
Arrest me then, bro.
Calm down. We just want to talk.
Arrest me then, bro.
Calm down.
Arrest me then, bro.
Hensley, get off the steps.
Arrest me then, bro.
Get off the steps. Look, man.
I'm in the military, bro.
Look, would you get down the steps and calm down? Okay, now, come on.
You gonna pull that bullet? If you gonna be honest, pull it.
Come on.
If you gonna kill a black man,
Why don't you come down here and tell us what the problem is?
I'm saying to you, I'm not drunk. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, then get out here and talk.
If you gonna kill me, kill me.
I'm not gonna kill you. Get down there, man.
I tell you the truth. I tell you the truth. He's being disrespectful, sir. I'm trying to be honest. I'm not a 13, sir. I'm not a 13, sir. You touch me, I'm coming to please. No, I'm not gonna touch me, bro. Don't touch me, bro. I'm a demon. Relax. Kill me. Kill me. Relax. Kill me then. Show my son you're gonna kill me. That's crazy. That's crazy. Give me. Cuffs on him already. I never breathed. Hang on. Kill him, Zach. Yes. Okay. Get this set. Got him. Roll him on this. Which way you need him to go? To Yes, sir. Let's do this. Dude, set a cup. Yes, sir.
The details are very important here. Let's put up the young man's picture, and I will give you the background. 28-year-old Charles Hicks II, an Ohio man, is now suing the city of Akron, Ohio, after one of its officers stuffed several handfuls of snow in his nose and mouth, limiting his ability to breathe during an arrest. Now, before I go to the rest of the historical context of what happened, I need you to understand what that particular move by the cop was about. He is saying that he despises the very breath of this man. He did something so out of line with law and policy. He's willing to risk his paycheck, to risk his status in the community, to risk how his family looks at him, to risk his job, to risk his training, to risk all of it because he wants to show a black man, I can stop you from breathing. Think about how extreme that is. You will risk all of that just for that. And you have one of the most trusted positions in the United States of America. He's still traumatized by it. He's still traumatized by it. He's still in counseling and has PTSD from this experience. Eddie Sipplen says, Sipplen is the attorney. They filed the federal lawsuit on January 2nd, accusing the city and 7 of its police officers of excessive force during the arrest on the 7th of February, 2021. The night of the incident, the police were called to the home of Mr. Hicks and his girlfriend for a domestic violence complaint. A police report says Hicks' girlfriend claimed he grabbed a knife and threatened her with it. Now, many will now push back and say, well, that's why they did this. Once again, I have submitted this before and I will say it over and over again. It's the right thing. Just because somebody should see a judge, or maybe they should see a judge and see a charge, it doesn't mean they're supposed to see their maker. You see, he could have died from suffocation. And who thinks that would have been justified given he has a constitutional right to due process himself? He has a right not to be criminally penalized or assaulted by the police. That eliminates that due process that we all are supposed to enjoy. There's more. Body camera video shows the officers doing exactly what you saw. Arriving at the home, a shirtless Hicks greets the officers in the front door. Police say Hicks, who appeared unarmed, was under the influence of alcohol upon their arrival. Okay, well, it's legal to drink, not legal to be violent. I don't know the conclusion of that particular allegation. Following his arrest, here's what happened following the arrest. Hicks was taken to jail and booked. He was charged with resisting arrest and domestic violence. After spending 3 days in jail, the attorney said Hicks' domestic violence charge was what? It was dropped. The charge was dropped. But he pleaded no contest to resisting arrest. The attorney claims within the lawsuit that police offered Hicks a plea deal that would also drop the resisting arrest charge if he agreed not to sue the city in return. The attorney says the plea offer was a cover up in the making by the city. They knew their officer did something wrong and they tried to cover it up. Now, I'm no attorney, I'm training to be one. But I do know that my criminal procedure professor, great professor by the way, he would clearly call foul on this. You mean you're utilizing the leverage of a fake ass criminal charge in order to persuade a civil litigation away from you? That's another violation, another no-no. There's more. Let's put it up. All right, this is John Turner. This is the officer who was accused of stuffing snow in Mr. Hicks' mouth. Well, he's been placed on administrative leave as police conduct an internal investigation. It's amazing to me, it takes so long to investigate cops. This investigation, ladies and gentlemen, would take probably 2 years, and they have it on video, all right? He resigned March 2021 before the investigation was completed. That investigation should still go forward even though he resigned, multiple cops were involved. Police took no action against him, no criminal charges were ever filed. This cop has a documented history of excessive force complaints during his 10 years with that police department. The Akron Beacon Journal reported that this cop was involved in 3 prior incidents classified as use of deadly force. Now, remember, this is just not use of force. We're talking about use of deadly force. The person could have died, okay? But he was cleared in those cases. No one died as a result of the previous incident. So it seems as if he has an MO here. He has an MO of, at least by way of accusation, bringing people to the brink of death, almost killing them, putting them in danger to the point of where they could die. That's his MO, seems to be. It is ironic that he has all of these excessive force charges that are deadly force charges. That's different. Typically, we have seen minor infractions and then major infractions and then detrimental infractions by police officers. But this guy, his MO seems pretty much the same and accepted by his supervisors. All right, Max, thoughts here.
Listen, years ago, we were told that all of this would be gone once police had body cameras. Now what we're seeing is that these body cameras are really just creating scrapbook photos for their collections. It hasn't done anything to resolve this impunity. And to your point, the police who do this, it is rarely ever the first time they have done it.
That's right.
The time they're caught on camera. They normally have long histories of this and an organization that will back them up, that will make these problems disappear. And they're willing to dismiss charges, to bend the law, to favor their officers. But this is just egregious. I mean, as you said, show me where the policy is to shove snow in a man's mouth and nose until he can't breathe. You show me that and I'll shut up. But I guarantee you that deadly assault is not part of police policy. And the fact that this is on camera should be a disgrace to this department, but instead, they're treating it as just another day of business.
And usually, as you know, dear brother, these cops are able to move on to another department. Hopefully we can get the information of where he currently is. We are looking for that. Sir, if you are still a police officer, I will find what jurisdiction you work for, guaranteed.